Hello and welcome to another... Hold on a second, this thing is bloody noisy.
Switch it off.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Miners of the Nexus.
Welcome, hello.
So today we're going to continue with our little trollish build. We did this last week and we've already started what is going to be the pathway that's going to lead to the Palace of the Khan. So we've got this little archway here, looks pretty nice. And we've got this wall done. As we said last week, the lighting is going to be consist of lava mainly. So Rastral and Tapion are going to build this side so you can have a rough idea of how it goes. And me and Dengonzo are going to start building a Portcullis. This is going to be a different Portcullis to our normal builds. This one's going to actually have redstone wiring. That's Dengonzo's job. So anyway, let's start.
Let's do it.
Okay, we're just basically gonna copy the other side because Dengonzo did the design. But it's pretty simple, just copy and paste. Well, not copy and paste, just copy.
There isn't an actual paste option.
Yep.
You've done it one too far back, haven't you?
I believe I have.
Fool Batuk.
So it's on this side.
Just copy and paste, right? Yeah, it's pretty cool. Facade kind of thing. But yeah, we'll get on with it. It's pretty simple. We'll just show you when we're done.
Okay, what we're going to have is a walk-in gate here to the entrance to the palace area of the Khan. And we're going to have pistons down here. You see I've already laid out part of the wiring, so not making it so we don't make it too boring for you. And we're just going to go through the steps of building the actual working gate. We'll have piston at the bottom and some piston at the top. So we'll start here, down here at the bottom, which is all we need to put is some sticky piston first. It depends on how wide you want your gate. Ours is going to be 9, so we have 9 pistons. So we put 9 sticky pistons and then another 9 normal pistons on top.
Complicated stuff, this.
It's a lot of pistons.
A lot of pistons. Yeah. What I do usually is I mark out my redstone wiring with white sand so that we never forget, you know, so we can get on with it quicker. We are going to prepare this for the actual wiring.
So there's a row of repeaters here, like this?
That's correct.
Okay.
And some redstone wiring all along here as well.
They're set on normal, right?
Yeah, no.
And
set on 1.
Set on 1, and then some redstone there.
To connect them up, right?
Okay, so what's the next step?
Next step would be to wire them up. So basically what we have to wire them up is that we've got to get as you see, you can go filling in the redstone on the white.
So you just put redstone where the sand, wherever you set the sand.
Yeah, sorry. And some repeaters here as well.
Repeaters on the blue bits.
No, yeah.
No?
But yeah, also on the bottom row, which I could have done before, but.
Oh right, okay. So I'll just go putting so there's repeaters under the other repeaters, which will send the signal upwards to the second floor. And here we just put redstone all the way around. So yeah.
Okay, now this is important. Now most of the wiring for that is done. So, but it's important the actual setting of these repeaters.
Okay.
So we are going to have on the bottom ones, on this one, we are going to have 1 tick, which is normal, and the other one going to the bottom, we're going to have 4 ticks. And then on the one going up, we're going to have 2 ticks. Now, if everything is gone right, we can test this here by putting a button here. So now we're going to test it here. That works.
Seems to be working.
Now we have to put some. You can use gravel or you can use sand. Basically, because those are the only blocks that will return back to the original position.
The falling blocks.
The falling blocks. So
So 2 layers of gravel.
Okay, 2 layers of gravel, because that's the minimum. You could always have more levels, but you see, that's how it works. Did you get that?
Yep, got that.
Okay. So now that as I say, we can also use sand depending on your, and you can have more pistons, more layers of pistons. You will have to have more wiring, and the gap would be bigger. But all you really need is 2, because you can go under 2. So that's the minimum you can have it. So now we're going to be building. Here we're going to add the actual gate, and that's depending. There you can use anything really. You can use normal blocks, like that, or you can use fences, or you can use any type of materials. We need to put in 6 fences here. So
the height of 6.
The height of 6. Yeah, that should work.
We did one that was complete with just fences.
Yeah.
And we tried this out, and it looked a lot more solid and a lot more impressive, really. That's
okay. So that's our fence in. Now we have to do the upper part, which will reset the fence and close it. So it's practically the same. We start with sticky piston on the top. You see here I've prepared if you're playing on 0 mode, then you won't be able to use
obsidian, bedrock.
Bedrock, but I've used bedrock because if anything goes wrong, it won't break. So when I was doing it, I was testing it out. I said, well, I'll use bedrock, and now I've left it. You can use it if you're using mode 1, then you can use bedrock. Otherwise, you have to use any other.
I think obsidian also prevents it from. Or just be careful, and that should be okay. Because
well, yes,
it's very expensive if you're using game mode 0.
And again, the same with the top part. We put a sticky piston first, and then a normal piston below it.
So exactly the same as the bottom area.
Yeah.
Just upside down.
Just upside down.
So as we explained in the docks video, we need to make this sort of redstone pattern thingy to take the light signal all the way to the top. And once we're here at the top, we basically do the same as we did down there with the pistons and the repeaters and the redstone. So the signal will actually go up to the top here.
Okay. That's basically finished. Now we need to power these ones. So we come down here. We're going to power this from this here. We're going to have a repeater here with 1 tick, and the one beside it with 2 ticks. And that it will put somewhere, but that should bring I'll try with the redstone torch. That's close. You saw it?
Yep.
So that's basically the Portcullis working.
I think we should explain the button, how it works, because normally you'd need two buttons, one to open, one to close.
That's correct. We just have to have a button here on this side, which is the bottom pistons. One button, you push that button and it opens, and then one button on this side, just about here, and that would close it. But what we've done is we've done another type of circuitry where we use only one button, and we use this system here, which is like a latch. Basically, what it does is when you get power and we bring the power from our guard room up here. See that piston over there, down here, all around here, to this point here. What it does is, if once you push a button, you will get a signal going through here, through this redstone, through this repeater, sorry, and down there, and that would push that circuit up. It would close the door or open the door, and then it will power itself up. It will power itself up through these 2 repeaters here, and that would change the position of the lock. So once you push a button again,
the power would be here.
Why don't you give it a press so I can record how
Okay.
it looks?
That's correct. That's what I was going to think. You ready?
Yep. You see?
So that closed. Now it's changed from one position to the other, and when you hit the button again, you get power on the other side, and that closes it.
Yep. So it pushes these two pink wool blocks, which activates and deactivates these two different things. I think it's pretty straightforward. Complicated, but straightforward. The principle, anyway.
Yeah. The gate, I think we already mentioned, we got the idea from the video we saw in YouTube from JV My Hair, and this changeover switch. Although we've actually altered it a bit to suit our needs, we got it from Arthur. Again, Arthur from YouTube as well.
I'll put the links in the credits, in the comments.
So
yeah, that's pretty much it, isn't it?
Yeah, all we need to do now is cover everything up and make it nice and all compact and all closed up, so that we see the actual gate and not all that redstone over here.
Yep. So this is the guard room here. I'll just show you quickly. You've got this entrance here. And you go, obviously, you have to go through. And this button here actually has a little window here, so you can view the gate. So the guard would press the button, close the gate, press it again, open the gate. Works like a charm.
And I'm already starting to cover this up. That's entirely up to you, depending on what design you want to do on the outside. Here is basically this is the most important part, where you would need to have the next step here. That would be the actual. So that is basically what you would finish. That would be the finished product, like that, something like that. Then you just have to cover everything, like I've just said. You have to cover everything up, make a proper doorway.
Yeah. So now we'll tidy everything up, cover up all the wiring, make a nice pattern, and back to Tapion and Rastral, who will be continuing with the next step.
So yeah, we finished off the other side of the wall. We moved the pipe as well, just so it links in with the lava holes. So it's, taken from the lava. And now we're gonna continue with the wall. Whoa, train cart. Alright, stop throwing things, you little bug.
We'll be doing the palace. The main entrance of the palace will be sticking out. The facade of the palace will be sticking out of the cave walls, but the actual palace will be inside the cave. We're gonna start off with this small path that takes you from that gate, that Portcullis here, to the entrance of the palace. So
cool. Let's
it's
start.
gonna be long on both sides, and there's gonna be like a circle in the middle. So let's get cracking.
It's cracking. We're cracking.
Release the Kraken!
Feel me cracking.
Okay, we've done this sort of bridge that takes you from the Portcullis to the palace. It's thin on each side and sort of circular in the center.
But why are you calling it a bridge?
Because on each side there's going to be lava, like back there.
Oh, okay.
So it's what prevents you from falling into the lava, what allows you to walk from one side to the other.
Okay.
We'll
Now
be filling the lava, right?
Yeah, Bardock and Dengonzo will be filling all the lava in whilst we do the palace.
Oh yeah.
We were originally going to do a small lava feature in the middle of this, but it sort of took away when you're coming in,
Took the grandeur away.
Took the view away,
Yeah, it took the view away, so we're just going to leave it without anything. But in the middle there's going to be this glass with lava inside, so it's going to be lit up pretty nicely. So
okay. So it's like a square, like a town square?
Yeah, like a sort of town square-ish thing.
Town circle.
Circular thing.
Town circle.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, so we're going to start doing the design.
Let's start with a pattern.
Yeah, with glass, and we're going to use glass, this thing, furnaces, and some half blocks as well.
Alright.
I redid the skin for the furnaces, in case you haven't noticed, and for some of the other blocks. So it all looks nice. It looks a bit more rusty and nice.
So yeah, newsflash to me, I didn't have that skin, so just changed it up real quick, and now you can see the difference. Well, you can see the difference between what it was before and what it is now. Like Bardock said, it's a lot more like rustic feeling, and there's 3 holes instead of 2. Yeah, it looks better.
It's always good to have 3 holes instead of 2.
Yeah,
Well,
if you say so.
Like the bowling balls.
oh, okay.
So yeah, the next layer is lava and glass. Whoa, big old
Let's
hole.
hope it's okay down here. Gotta be careful, because all the workings of the Portcullis are under this. We don't want to be destroying it.
No, please don't.
We filled all this up with lava, now we're just gonna cover it up with glass. It's a bit annoying to place blocks on furnaces, because if you right click on them, instead of placing a block, you actually open the furnace. So you right click on the glass, which is the only block. Here that won't do that. You've got to put a glass block and then put another one, and take the first one you put off just to get those angles, you know what I mean? Sort of crapped it up here. 1 second.
Yeah, I stopped looking at you and started doing it myself.
So there, we'll just finish this part, and then the next part is using those new blocks, those rusty blocks.
And here you are, as promised, the finished product. Like we've been saying throughout, we're using the lava as well as for power and for lighting as decoration as well, so I think it looks kind of cool with the patterns. And Bardock and Dengonzo are going to start filling in the whole area with lava. So take it away, Boaz.
So yeah, we've pretty much finished the facade of the entrance here, of where the gate goes. I think it looks pretty nice. And now what we're going to do is start filling these sections up with lava. So the best way of doing this, and there isn't a really good way of doing this because lava is a pain in the ass. So
The where?
in the ass. A pain in the ass.
Okay.
The best way of doing this, in my opinion, is just sectioning off small areas like this. Even smaller. The smaller the better, actually. So if you section off areas and you start making sure that you hit every single... And if an orc gets in the way, it's kind of hard. But basically, you just make sure you hit every single block. And that will stop it from moving like this. Make sure every single block is covered. So yeah, so we'll do that bit by bit, and we'll show you the finished product once the whole area is filled in.
Then when you need to desection this, it's easy as well, because as you desection, you press the lava. You know what I mean? As you desection, you hit it with the lava.
So you hit the block and you place the lava.
The lava. That's right.